In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this triple weave Cobra sling that I made for this gun. And what's cool about this sling is that it's a lot wider than a lot of the double Cobra weaves that you see instructional videos for. This sling is about 1 3/4 inches wide versus a 1 1/4 inch wide sling for a double Cobra weave. The sling takes about 180 to 160 feet of paracord to make. And it makes a nice heavy-duty sling that if you ever needed to has a ton of paracord in it for you. It's extra wide, so it's nice and comfortable, and it's very rugged. So without wasting any more time, I'm going to show you how to make this sling. Okay, today I'm going to be making a paracord sling that's extra wide and extra heavy. It's going to be using 2 single Cobra weaves side by side in the center, and then I'm going to do another single Cobra weave over the top. I think it's going to be a nice sling when it's all said and done. For the center colors today, I'm going to be using olive drab, and for the outside or top color, I'm going to be using this coyote brown. Now the center colors here, I've cut to 2 50-foot lengths. So here's 50 foot coiled up for my second core, and here's my first 50 foot attached to my board. Now my board, I have these 2 swivel mounts mounted at 43 inches apart from each other. And that's because I want the sling to be 43 inches when it's all done. So to start this off, I took the first 50 feet of cord and I folded it in half, looped it around the first half or first sling mount, came back, and this is where I'm going to start my first Cobra weave. I'm sure most of you guys know how to do a Cobra stitch, but if you don't, I'm going to go ahead and do the first couple on camera here so you can see. So the way I start is I take the side that I need to knot on, usually the side that's opposite of the one that just knotted, but since you're just starting off, you can do either side. And you do that side over. And be careful, since this is your first one, you kind of want to pinch your center cords. Do the other side under. Then you pull it through. And the first few are going to kind of take a little bit because you are pulling through 25 feet of cord. And then just kind of work it up. So that's perfect. So I did this side over last time. So I'm going to do the right side over this time. So right side over. Left side under. And pull it through again. A lot of cord. So left side over, right side under. You can see your Cobra stitch starting out there. So right side over, left side under. So that's a good start. So what you want to do is do this all the way down to the other swivel, cut it off, and then you're going to start a second one right next to it. And what that will do is that will create an extra wide base for your third Cobra weave to go over the top. So this is going to act as your first of 2 strands for the top Cobra weave. So I'll come back in a little bit and show you how progress is going. So here I am at the end of the first cord. I just finished it up. I'm not going to tie it off or anything right now. I'm going to just leave the ends loose, and we're going to somehow tie it in with the third layer. But for now, we're just going to leave it loose. You can see it's a pretty strong piece. So this is basically like a 43-inch long paracord bracelet. So now we're going to start the next one, and we'll get going. Okay, so here we are with the second strand started. As you can see, is basically 2 paracord bracelet strands that we're going to run completely lengthwise all the way down to the end. And just like we're using these two strands here to do our Cobra weave around, this will become the two strands for our third Cobra weave, making a nice wide flat sling. Something else, I started at opposite ends, so you'll see the end that you started weaving at, you have two loops, and the end that is at the bottom has one loop. So my sling will effectively have 3 loops on both ends from just the 2 inner strands, and then obviously the third strand that goes on top will have some way of tying into the ends as well. So I'm going to go ahead and keep weaving, and I'll give you an update shortly. Okay, so I thought I'd stop for a minute, show you the progress. We're about halfway through on the second strand, maybe a little bit less. Starting to really look good. You're kind of seeing how wide this thing's going to be. It's going to be wider than this, but you know, you can see the base to it. You figure just a little bit wider for the third paracord Cobra weave over top. So it's going to be a nice wide flat sling. I'm pretty excited about this one. So yep, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got both sides, both centers done now. And all I did is I took each end and I looped it over the swivel, and then I double knotted it, and I'm going to cut it here and burn it, and it'll kind of tuck down and we'll braid right over it. You can see I did it for both ends same way. Just looped it over the swivel, double knot it, we're going to cut it, and then we'll braid right over it. Here's our 2 cores for our third paracord Cobra weave. I'm going to go ahead and cut and burn the ends. I'll show you what it looks like. So here's what it looks like after you've cut the knot. And I actually think I'm just going to leave it out of the weave. I'm going to start my weave here and work my way down. There'll be a knot hanging out the end, but I don't think it's really going to be that noticeable. You know, prevent that awkward bulge at each end. So, you know, it's a pretty nice secure knot. I think I'm going to start on one of these sides, just kind of get my first top layer going, and we'll just start Cobra weaving over the top. I'll get it set up. I'm going to be using a full 100 feet for this, and I'm using this Coyote Brown. So I think that's going to look really nice over the olive drab. So be right back. So what I did is I split this 100-foot piece into 2 50-foot pieces by doing a simple overhand knot or a slip knot onto this swivel, and then I just tightened it onto that knot here, just, you know, make it kind of look nice. This will be the bottom, so I'm not really too worried about this, the way this thing looks when I start it. So I'm going to start going like this, and then taking the right side over and then pulling it under all the way across, and then pulling it through. And there's a full 50 feet here, so it takes a little bit to pull all the way through. Just take your time. Okay, then tighten it down. So then, you know, the first one might look a little bit goofy, but it'll look pretty good once you get going. So then you want to have this one come up. Nope, sorry, other way. So now this, then you just, it's really just the same thing as the Cobra stitch, just over a lot bigger core. Pull it through. Takes a little bit. Alright, go ahead, pull it over. You can already kind of see how it's going to look. Alright guys, so I've made some progress on this sling, and my strings are a little bit shorter now, so I'm going to do a couple stitches here a little bit slower so you guys can see exactly how I'm doing this top third Cobra weave. And I'm going to show you the whole sling, and I'm going to finish this thing off, and I'll show you what it looks like. So you can see this last stitch here, I just came up. That tells me that it needs to go back down and under. So that's the side that needs to go underneath and up the other side. That's how I remember. I always look for the side that needs to go underneath the core of the sling. And my pieces are still pretty long. I think the 400 feet was probably more than it was needed. I'll annotate how much cordage you actually need, but I didn't want to cut it short and accidentally run out of string. You don't want to put this much work in and run out. So now this side is up, as you can see, so it needs to go down and under. So we'll cross over the piece down under and back up. And it just takes a little bit to pull the cord through. You just kind of be patient, methodical, try not to get things tangled up. Snug up. Now I'm going pretty tight here, but not too tight. You don't want these two center cords to fold on you. You want to go just tight enough that they stay next to each other. So this piece just came up, so it needs to go back under. So basically the bottom piece always stays on the bottom, and the top piece always stays on the top. You're just kind of crisscrossing and, you know, knitting them together. So just wanted to show you guys a few stitches now that the strings are a little bit shorter and more manageable. This one just came up, so it needs to go back down and under. Alright, so here we are at the end of the sling, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these off, loop it underneath here, and then maybe thread it through a couple of these strands and snip off the cord. So, okay, so I got the two ends snipped. I'm going to come in from the back side. That way it looks nice and neat on the front. You notice I'm putting all the knots on the same side of the sling. That way, when you put it on the gun, you have one side that is a little bit more presentable than the other side. And I don't know, that's just the way I like to do these. So it's pretty easy to pull these through, since these weaves are pretty good sized. Just kind of do one at a time. Tighten as you go. Okay, so now that you have your two loose strands pulled through, go ahead and snip them and do your final burn. Okay. The paracord sling's all done. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the board, and I'm going to put it on a table with the gun and show you what it looks like. Now that I finished weaving this triple Cobra weave, I wanted to show you how it compares to this double Cobra weave that I made in the previous video. This sling is quite a bit wider. This triple Cobra weave is about 1 3/4 to 2 inches wide. And this double Cobra weave is only about 1 1/4 inches wide, so a full 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch wider on this sling. And the thickness is a little bit thicker, but not really that much thicker. It's definitely a wider sling. And I think it's going to be a really nice addition to my friend's collection. I made this for my friend's Mossberg 500. And you could use the same technique for making, say, like a belt or something else, but I happen to make it for a gunsling. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I got a lot more videos coming your way.